Now we will see part 27, date. Date is a um, date is a major part of this tutorial. How we can use the date in when validate item, current date, using the procedure program unit. How we can write the date. There is two type of date we can use in that. This is called $$ date, $$ time, $$. This and all come under the operating system. This is DB based on database and time. DB date $$. There is two type of date and time format we can use in our property sheet. Today tutorial what we can exactly is nothing but this is my coding I am given. First I will explain what is my form design. This is my form design. I have already the block. What is block? Table. I have a table called blood pack. The pack is a thing. Packing ID. Suppose I have giving blood donation. Each pack have one ID. What is a blood type? Donor number. Blood, how many measures, how many ml, 500 or 800, whatever, which date I taken, which date is expiry date of the particular blood is given. This is what my database column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 columns are available here. So now we can see how many rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These two, this is hospital data is a non-database text item and blood test is nothing but non-database text item. Why I created this two is, suppose I want to say, suppose I taken the blood on maybe 1st of June. My expiry date is after 30 days or 60 days. Maybe 60 days I will put. So 1st of June means expiry date is 30th of July. Suppose some hospital need that particular blood in June 30th, no problem. I will give June 30th because within 60 days I can give that hospital. Before I am taking the blood or expiry test, I should do some blood test. Whether the blood is quality or good level, there is any infection in the blood or any other problem. That way we want any viruses in the blood. That way I want to do the blood test also. When we will do the blood test? After taking date. After taken only. The blood test I can't able to do early. I can take the blood test and then taken the blood and then I will check whether the blood whatever I taken is very good quality or whatever the problem. That I will take. There is no infection. Anyway, we will give the instruction. That's what my two criteria here. So what I did was here is nothing but in expiry date. First one date function we can see. The expiry date. I'll go to property sheet number 1. The property sheet what I given us is nothing but it is a database item. So I use the formula how many days, taken date plus 60 days. Automatically the formula will give the date here. That's what my thing. This is number 1. I use the formula column and I put the formula here. So the expiry taken date plus 60 days. Whatever date I am entering for the taken date plus 60 days is my expiry. This is a database column is yes. This is what. Here I can see this is number 1 point in the property. In the taken date you can see what are the date information I did. Already in the format mask we already know that day. DY means day. DD means date. MM means MOM means month. 3 letters will come. Year 4 letters will come. I am giving initial values 60. Today's date is initial value and highest value also today date. Today date is highest value. I can take a date. Today means I can give to today date is highest value. This you can see $, date, $, date, $, I given. Now we can see how it is working. Now you can see in the runtime. Can you see this? This is my records. Number of records are there. You can see the new record. New record what is coming? Monday. Today date is 24th June 2013. So after how many days? 60 days. So automatically it is coming 23rd August 2013. So that's why formula column. So taken date, this is an initial value. Which format it won't come? The format whatever we are giving here. Day, date, month and 4 years. 3 letters is a month. That's what is coming here. You can see 3 letters, 4 letter month, month date. Everything is coming. This is one method of property sheet is over. Using formula, using default date, using format mask is over now. Now we can see next part. What is the next dates and all? Here I taken hospital date. You can see here I use the trigger. What trigger I use? Validate item. The validate item, I use two type of conditions. One is, suppose my hospital date, I taken a blood in June and my last date is what? August, it will be over. July and August, 60 days, it is over. So whenever I am giving to August, I should say whether my blood is not expired. It should be less than the expiry date. So that's what I said. So the expiry date should be less than. Suppose expiry date is less, then it will give the error. Don't use this blood, it is expired. That way one message. And another one, the taken date should be greater than. That is another one. So if taken date, before taking, how I can give the blood? So it is not possible. Check the hospital given date. So whatever date I am giving, that I want to check. Now I will do the query. We will see here. Actually, what are the dates? How it is working? We see. This is a two query. So if it is satisfied, this hospital blood date, so it should be lesser than the taken date, and what? It should be lesser than the expiry date and greater than the taken date, the hospital date. Suppose I have blood, I want to give it to some hospital is requesting, my blood bank, some hospital is requesting. That way I can do. Now in the runtime, can you see how I did it this? Now here it is there. This is the expiry date and blood date. For example, November and January 1992. Suppose what I am doing is, here I am giving 19th of Feb 1992. Can you see here? What is coming? Don't use this blood. This is expired. So I can't able to enter the any information. It is giving the rise trigger error. Suppose I do one thing. I am giving November, it's taken. I given 9th November 1991. This is what I given. Before the taken date, I'll give. What is given? Check the hospital given date time. It is not correct. Actually, the blood dispatch date is not a correct one. Dispatch of the hospital is not 10th because I received the blood on 10th. So it is not correct. Now I will do one thing. This is 15th of November 1991. There is no error. It is perfect. So the blood is correct now. So it will check both the validation. It should be lesser than expiry and greater than taken value. That's what we wrote the where we have the trigger in the item level trigger. When validate item hospital trigger, I wrote the trigger here. This is greater than R. This is one method. Another method of the trigger. How I can use this trigger? This is a trigger based on only useful for this one. Suppose I do the common trigger like program unit. For example, unit you see check date is my program unit. I write program unit. You already know how to write the program unit. Here I can go procedure check date. I am passing two parameters, two dates, any date. Not only suppose I want to check taken date should be greater than expiry date. That also I can use. Hospital date, any method. T1 is date and T2 is date. If T1 is greater than T2, blood not taken before donate to hospital, rise trigger is coming. This date, what I am passing it here, nothing. Validate item, you can see 2 blood I am giving is greater than T2. What is my actual thing is the actual date before the blood test. Suppose I am giving 15th that hospital, 14th I should do the blood test. That is what my validation. So PLSQL editor, I will go. I'll check invalidate check date because I am calling the procedure. Procedure name is what? Check date. Here you see procedure is how many parameter I am passing? 2 parameter T1 and T2. Here I am giving passing the parameter T1 test and hospital date. Test and hospital days. So what is my parameter here? You can see here in hospital parameter procedure. You can see procedures. So here we'll see T1, that is hospital, that one particular date should be greater than whatever should be the test date, because test date before I will take, then only, otherwise it will give the error. So I can pass any variable here. What is the advantage of writing program unit? The program unit I can write. Now I can give same procedure I can call. I can write the trigger here. What trigger I can write here? Here I can write this is greater than. Here T1 is what? Taken date. Here hospital. This way I can write the trigger. This way I can give the trigger here. Call the trigger. I pass the parameter here. How I did it. So only one time I will write the program, and so many time I can call. Check date here I can give hospital date and blood test date. This way I can do one time program and I can call how many times. This is a advancing program unit. Now we will see the same thing. Instead of writing big coding, we can do it simple. Here I say the hospital date, dispatch days is 15th. Actual which I date I didn't 7. So I do before blood test. 12 November I can give 1991. No problem. No error. Suppose I did 16th November. Think 16th November. What is the coming? The blood test not done before donate to the hospital. Because donating hospital what? 15. But we are doing later. So it is not an error. That's what is giving the error now. This way we can give the messages, neat messages we can give it. Check the date. That way we can give. Very generalized. If I use that one for general, this program unit is a general, then I can give one value. Instead of donate the date, I can give the check date. Check date. Whether correct, incorrect date. That way I can give the general message. Same procedure I will use checking expiry date and hospital date, or taken date should be greater than expiry date. Same procedure I am using. Just so that time I can use it. So what we learned in this tutorial is nothing but we learned program unit, whatever the dollar date, initial value, that is here in the initial value. We studied initial value, what are the initial value and other one. Another very important thing is nothing but these two things are in the property sheet. You can see I can create, but it is a non-database item. Give database item is what? No. That is very important. Non-database item. Why I am using text item is nothing but we want to enter in the runtime. Otherwise we use the display item also. So that's why we are using it. So this tutorial, what we learned is nothing but we learned when validate item, current date, dollar item, dollar date, dollar time and all. Procedure, how to using procedure we can call the when validate item. That is a things we learned in your tutorial.